Very, very shortly. These are all women achievers of their own right. All have achieved, of course, success in one aspect of the creative industry. The creative industry that, of course, is our country's soft power. Shalini, of course, has become a household name after that successful show. Sussanne, of course, is a very, very acclaimed interior designer, and these days is creating waves for a project of hers in Hyderabad, which, of course, the charcoal project was behind. We, of course, have a ma'am, Miss Agarwal, who, of course, is not just in the north part of the country, but across the country, creating a lot of waves through her brand and company. Ritu ji, of course, is an acclaimed fashion name, winning laurels not just in India but abroad as well. Wants to emphasize a lot on India's prowess in luxury, which we'll talk about in the panel. And Bahaar Rohatgi, who, of course, also, apart from being a visual artist, is a lawyer as well. And she will be talking about, interestingly, the laws. Are they strict enough for the creative industry in our country, or do they need to be strengthened further? Megha, now over to you.
All right, thank you, Uday, and a really warm welcome. A huge round of applause for these glamorous, powerful, and vivacious women that have gathered here on our We Women Want platform. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm going to just, Uday has introduced you all so beautifully, but I'm going to speak about you, your profiles, and the fantastic work that you have been doing for the past many, many years, and the achievements that you have been able to carry forward in terms of your legacy that you are leaving behind. So let's start with Sussanne Khan. Sussanne is an interior designer. She has been in the industry for over 20 years, and her latest project, the charcoal project, is something that we are very interested in, and we'll be talking about in just a short while. I have with me Shalini Passi, an art patron. She's an actor and very famous now. She is a household name. But besides that, she is a philanthropist. She's an art collector, and we'll speak about all those things with you. Sure. I'm also being joined by Ritu Beri, a fashion designer, the OG of the Indian fashion industry. She is doing a lot of things, left a huge legacy behind in her 35-year career. She is the cultural and tourism ambassador of Uzbekistan, besides all the other big work that she does. She brought Khadi to the forefront. She is the advisor to the tribal ministry. In fact, when she started her career, and she was, built the foundation of the Indian fashion industry and brought Indian fashion to the international market. She was the first Indian whose designs were, in fact, on the Indian stamp. She was the first Indian who put out her designs on the Paris Couture Week. She is the first Asian to head a French fashion house. So, it's exhaustive. And we're going to talk about it and, what a legacy that you have left behind. A round of applause for Ritu as well. I'm also being joined by Bahaar Rohatgi. Bahaar, a visual artist. We all know she is a lawyer and doing a lot of work when it comes to creative law. And she's trying to build a benchmark in a way that the artists in our country are appreciated, are given the right acknowledgement as well as recognition in the legal market. She's an art influencer. I'm going to put out some more information about Bahaar. Bahaar, we were just talking about it, and she's the biggest standalone artist who had put up a show in India. Her paintings, her collections are, across the world, from the official residence of the President of India to the royal family of Abu Dhabi. She is perhaps one of the very few voices who is championing the cause of art law. she just very recently also gave a talk in Japan about American law, and which is something that does not exist in India. So she's pioneering that, and her efforts are, of course, lauded. And like I said, 600 collections all across the globe, and she's utilizing social media to propagate her collections, propagate what she believes in, and we'll speak more about it, Bahaar, in detail, because she'll be the best person to explain to us what all entails in her very busy life that she has been leading. And last but not the least, I am also being joined by Garima Agarwal. Garima, thank you for joining us. She's the founder and CEO of MN Design Company, and we get to know you more, I beg your pardon, Garima, and all the fantastic work that you're doing. All right, let's start our session, and Sussanne, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful invite and introduction, and I feel honored to be on a platform with such stalwarts of great accomplishments, and on all of us here, we are literally a room filled with the most intelligent, vibrant women, and I salute every one of us here first.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would like to talk about, first of all, the latest project that you have launched, the charcoal project. It's creating waves, and we want to know more about it.
So the charcoal project actually is my design company and my retail concept store, which I had established and launched in 2012. But in 2025, on the 26th of February, we launched a gallery version of the charcoal project in the city of Hyderabad. So it's a 35,000 square feet store, which is about product and creativity put at its best, all made in India, all created from our own homegrown Indian designers who we have as an Indian family of, putting together all the various materials that we've used. A lot of, heritage and lineage of people who have worked with my mom's, time of 30 years ago, who have passed on and come down with me in these 30 years of me being, an assistant to my mother, and how they have grown with everything. So I think that the Charcoal Project Hyderabad stands as a testimony of New India, and the talent of how well we can do today on a world platform as far as interior design goes. So I feel very proud of that.
I have to ask you, you come from such an illustrious family, the bigwigs in the Bollywood industry, right from your father, Sanjay Khan, your uncle, Feroz Khan, what fabulous stars. And, you spoke about your mother, Zareen, from being a Bollywood film actress, and then also, just dedicating herself in the interior design business that you are following her footsteps on, and your sisters are doing fantastic work.
Thank you,
thank you.
Of course,
In the movie industry, I do want to understand. When you have such big personalities in your home, is there pressure to perform?
I think when you are surrounded by a very motivated, real people, they may have their roles in public appearance to be what they are, but I think at home they are very real, and they are very passionate about what they do. Each one of them, my dad, my mom, my uncles, my cousin, my brother, my sisters, all of them are very passionate and real. And I think in the end, when a woman is surrounded by a family that motivates you to be your best and to be financially independent, regardless of who you are, marrying or who you are connected with, that is something that is put into the genes put into your thoughts at a very young age. And I think that is what, all us Indians should always go towards, having a very strong sense of independence. And that comes from I think, families and who are, actively doing things from, whether they are the women in the family and the men equally. So yes, I think that it's not about pressure, it's about motivation that they bring into my life and into all of our lives. We motivate each other, and I think that is one of the sparks that keeps me on this platform today.
Fantastic. I'm going to move on to Ritu Beri. Ritu, where should I start from? 35 years in the industry. Like I said, I introduced her, the OG of the Indian fashion industry, taking Indian fashion abroad. Tell us about your journey. And you have given so much inspiration. You've been a role model to women, men within the country, outside of it, who want to be designers and do even a fraction of the amount of work that you have done in your career.
Thank you, Meghna. Good morning, everyone. I'm very impressed that everyone is here at this hour. But I think, firstly, I want to congratulate this team for creating a platform like this, which is very important because it empowers and redefines power. It gives women a voice, not just a background noise, but a voice that makes a difference. So, going back to my journey when I started and I showed my first collection in Paris, global success had a very different address. And that address was not India. So I had a lot of, it was not easy because back then in 1998, India was not the India of today. So it was, we Indian designers or Indians were great copycats and we were considered so. So it took a lot of convincing for people to understand our strength, our creativity, and to convince them to take us seriously. And I think that's the fun of doing something, And I believe that empowerment does not happen in isolation. So when women get together, there is no, excellence has no nationality, has no gender. It's all about courage. And I think what I had that took me through was the courage to do something that nobody had done before, the courage to take on the world and challenge them that India is no less than anyone else in the world. And it's not that I've come from India that makes that difference. It's because I am that kind of woman who believes in her base, her heritage, her culture, and I fought it through. So I think that's what it takes.
I do want to know, round of applause. Is a legend, and all of them are legends in their own rights who are presenting the very powerful Indian woman who's independent, who's empowered, and giving inspiration to hundreds and thousands and millions. I do want to know about your latest project, Escape.
So Escape is an extension of myself completely. After being in the industry for 35 years, I have to say I was a little bit bored. I don't like fashion if it's not my passion. So the business of fashion can get quite exhausting, and you can see global designers, global world. Everyone looks a bit fatigued, and that's why they take young talent to take over their brand. So I did feel that, firstly, I am very possessive of my brand name, so I didn't want to sell out. And I decided that I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So Escape happened to me. I happened to stumble upon a property that is really special. It's about an acre of a beautiful landscaped forest and a retail space. We have a fantastic cafe run by legendary Miguel's in Goa. So you have an experiential experience where you get retail in a very strange, unusual way. You get coffee in a real 100-year-old trees, under a 100-year-old tree. So it's all very special, very different. That's what turned me on, and I said, this is what I have to do. So it's really not a planned, strategic business decision. It just was meant to be, and so it is.
I have to tell you, I've looked at the pictures. I would really want to visit it one of the days, and it looks stunning, inside and out.
And we have brands in our, at Escape. We have brands from India that bring glory to India. So there's a lot of handloom, there's a lot of handmade accessories. It's all about India, and modern India, not, you know, of old time. Everyone comes there, and the prices are so affordable that it's a pleasure to shop. So an experience of shopping is only fun when you can afford it and not see it on the racks, and that was the whole intention.
Absolutely. And what a tremendous job you've done. I'm going to introduce Shalini Passi. Shalini, thank you very much for joining us. And, you know, I have to ask you, I just said in your introduction, you've become a household name. Everybody knows you. How do you
I feel
how
like
do you
Tupperware
handle
now.
Yeah.
I feel like Tupperware.
How do you handle fame?
So first of all, I'd like to thank NewsX for inviting me to speak at the Shakti Awards. And I've been to so many award functions over the last 3-4 months in Bombay. I've forgotten how elegant Delhi women are. Like, look at everybody in the white saris. It's just, you are beautiful and stunning, and you, like, it's a pleasure to just see you in something which is so personal. It's so beautiful, and I'm so happy to be at a function in Delhi. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true, because everything is so manufactured everywhere, and I see this. Everybody's in their chanderis, in their satins, in their. It's just beautiful. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. You know, follow-up question on Fabulous Lives.
Sure.
You did such a tremendous job. People loved you for your authenticity and the charm that you brought to the show. Now, what's on the anvil? Is there going to be a next season? Or are you going to make any television appearances, even films?
So, first of all, you said, how did it feel like to be a household name? So, the thing is that for me, you know, working in the art field, being an artist, having a foundation, I had sort of reached a plateau, even with my work with UNICEF. And that is the audience I could reach. But here, I'm reaching a larger audience, and they are getting interested in the work I'm doing, whether it's with UNICEF or whether it's with the Art Foundation, which is MASH. And coming to the second question, yes, I'm doing a lot of, I've auditioned for a couple of films. There are a couple of shows which are in the pipeline, as well as I'm also doing small ads that gives me practice, because I'm not used to learning a script and speaking. So, and of course the money goes to charity. Yeah,
Right,
for all my
absolutely.
ad work, yeah.
I think what has happened is that by doing that reality television series, it has brought to focus all the fantastic philanthropic and artwork that you have been focusing on, like you said, your work at UNICEF. So
Yeah.
that gets brought to the forefront.
So it has powered, basically it has reached an audience like all over the world, and I have people who are so interested, like we have the MASH ball which is happening, and there are people who are interested to get involved in different ways. And it's also very exciting for me, because I'm meeting people who are like-minded from all over the world, not just India. So I feel I feel a new energy which has come into my work as well, and I'm so grateful for the unconditional love that people are giving me, because maybe I'm not that amazing, so.
No, you are, in every sense of the way. Bahaar Rohatgi, I'm going to come to you. Again, you know, you're doing fantastic work. A visual artist, you are an art influencer, but importantly, a lawyer. And you've been using all of these skill sets that you have gained over the years and your creative work to build something serious and important for the artists in our country. And you talk about the paucity of laws that protect and recognize artists. If you could shed more light into it.
Firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be around women and be placed on this panel where women are not just shattering the glass ceilings, but actually rebuilding the rooms. And I'm so glad, like Sussanne and Shalini and Ritu said, it's a packed day, it's a packed audience, and it's a complete honor to be here. I'll go back to when I started my legal practice, and frankly, from day one, it was a very chicken and egg situation. I don't know what came first, the lawyer or the artist, because for as long as I can remember, I've always been a dreamer and a learner, and I've been creating since I was 4. And just cut to, of course, I realized because of the support system that we have for creative fields, one gets swerves towards careers that are actually supported. So the lawyer in me was the obvious choice. A little bit of background because I do not post everything on social media and my personal life actually does not reach there. But I was raised by a single mother. So while everybody has their, we all are some of our experiences. So as a result of which, I became that geek who was also a space cadet because I was a cosmic nerd. So for me, energy and spirituality was as important as performing well. And somewhere that whole fabric within me of not just being a solo genius to prove, to my family or outsiders that I can stand on my own feet was the criteria. But a shared growth became the purpose from the very beginning. So there was no way that I could be a unidimensional person. So that everything, I just think everyone is the sum of their experiences, and I'm hoping the product now is greater than the sum of its parts. So how could I have not taken my legal knowledge along with me to support the very people that I truly get inspired by, but do not have the confidence to pursue it as a standalone profession.
Right.
So that's how the amalgamation happened.
Absolutely. And I do want to ask you, how do you pack so much in a day?
I sleep very less, which is not a good thing.
How many hours are you sleeping per day?
I think I got my training at Amarchand Mangadas. Sam, you really trained me for the best because I can work for 20 hours every day. We used to be Facebook's counsel. I used to be sitting in Hyderabad doing arbitrations in Paris. So as a result of which, I'm so glad because they prepared me for motherhood. Despite giving, I mean, I was in labor for 30 hours, but there was still not a single day that I did not work in my life. So it's fun, I'm actually very grateful for the journey because there's not a single moment I ever get bored. If it's not being on social media, it's me being an artist. If it's not that, the moment I feel like there's a bit of a, this is not exciting me intellectually, I start looking at policies and then we're working with the biggest names and giving lectures along with judges and telling them there's not a single case on royalty because the artists don't even know their rights. So all of us are now a team of very, I think, focused people who are looking at how to create a structure and giving a safe legal framework to artists to create. For instance, I'm friends with a lot of designers, but not many of them know that the moment you create a design and put it on your catalog or social media, and the moment you create 50 of those items, you lose your copyright automatically in it. So one of my friends who was making her designs for 10 years, she's been making the same, very trademark skirt. It gets blatantly copied by Ted Baker. And of course, we'll all, up in arms to file the legal cases across the jurisdictions. But the only place she's not protected is in India because of Section 19 of the Copyright Act. And unfortunately, artists and designers are never given the education, the requisite education to even know how to sustain themselves in a business framework. So I think the time has come, it is ripe that we move beyond the aesthetics, beyond what meets the eye, and give the safety net so that this is a sustainable market for everybody to thrive in. Not just artists, but also designers, cinematographers, filmmakers.
Right, absolutely.
Because people don't even know their performance rights, and I think we have to fill that lacuna now.
Absolutely. Okay, I have with us one more guest, Garima Agarwal, founder and CEO, MN Design Company. Garima, tell us more about what MN Design is.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me here. And I know all of them are wondering that who is she? So I think I'm a bit of all of you together. Yeah, so I was a lawyer working with Mr. Arun Jaitley for the longest time. And once I had my daughters, I became an interior designer. Yes, because I thought that creativity is an alignment of intuition, right? So I just had that intuition that if not law, this is what I have to do. And that's where MN Design came from. It's completely my baby for the past 16 years. I have been manufacturing customized luxury furniture. And we have been manufacturing for hotels and institutions for the past 16 years. And now we are trying to build hotels. and collaborate with the brands, international brands for the same. And I'm a mother of 3 children. Yes, so I think it's just, I relate to the Shakti Awards, like the women are just real Shakti because we all work so hard to be where we are. Yeah.
Fantastic. I do want to know from you, was the transition from being a lawyer to an interior designer difficult and running your own business? Yeah. And what are the challenges that you faced?
So I was working with Mr. Jaitley, and that's when I got married. And I just got to know I have twin daughters. So my in-laws said that, you should come back home now. And once I was back home, I always had the urge to work that would not go from me. So I thought, let's look for something that I can still be at home, still look after my children, and yet have my name. So I started with interiors because for that I didn't really have to travel a lot. It's just my creativity that had to go places. And so I just shifted to interiors because that is something I really loved apart from law. People used to wonder when I used to wear that black coat, why do you do this? You always come like legally blonde to office. So I said, I don't know, I just love fashion. I just love creativity. This is what attracts me. And I think the switch was very easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a natural transition. It just came very naturally to you, of course. Your heart's calling. I have very little time, but I have a few questions for you all. We're doing a quick rapid fire, just to make things more interesting. And I'm going to start with Sussanne. Sussanne, what do you do when you're in a bad mood?
Work out.
Okay. And who do you call when you have to gossip?
I don't gossip. Like Shalini, okay. I must say, I'm a fan of what Shalini says.
I can vouch for that.
Okay.
It shows on your face when you gossip. So you should not gossip, I feel.
And finally, what is that one misconception that you would want to clear once and for all that goes around you?
I think that the one misconception that is that when you're a celebrity, a professional, like what I am. I'm a professional first, and the celebrity is just something that happened on the side. People sometimes mistake your technical knowledge or your intelligence or your background of your education because they think you just got it easy because of where you came from. But there's a body of work that goes behind all those years, and you cannot just hack it. I don't think people can hack it for so long. Yeah. And I'm not that kind of person. So that's one thing that I would love to clear about my backstory.
Okay, all right. I'm going to move to Ritu. And Ritu, the same questions. What do you do when you are in a bad mood? Or it's a bad day?
So Suzanne's my twin because I work out too.
Yeah.
I get onto the treadmill and forget about everything else, and I blast the music, which helps a lot. Yeah.
Okay, who's the one person that you would, make a phone call to when you want to gossip?
Well, I don't gossip, but definitely I talk about things that bother me, and sometimes it's people, and that might sound like gossip. I do it with my mother.
And one thing...
She gets it right.
Yeah, mothers are your best friends.
Yeah, she knows I'm not gossiping, but I mean what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It may sound like...
And finally, one misconception that you would like to clear.
I don't know if there's a misconception, but I think people have their own conception of people. And I've always believed that life is the best answer. You can keep telling them what you are, but they will only believe what they want to believe. So I really have no answers, and I don't really prove myself. I let them understand it and learn for themselves.
Okay, all right. Coming to you, Shalini, what do you do? What is the first thing that you do to cheer you up on a bad day?
So I dance. I love dancing. So I dance and I sing. It's
okay,
like a
fantastic.
Relief. Yeah.
And who's the one person that you call when you have to gossip?
I have a therapist. I generally call her, or I just pick up the phone and I just say that this is what I heard and I don't like this, and we've known each other, and I'm pretty okay like that, and then it's out of my space, and then it's the person's decision or whatever. So I actually just take things head on. I'm not like shy that I'm going to talk about somebody, and then I just like call them up and say, hey, this is what I heard about you. Do you want to fix it? In fact, I've called up people, our acquaintances, I've said, listen, this is what I've heard about you. Do you want to fix it? So So that's who I am, you know.
Okay. And finally, one misconception that you would like to clear.
None, actually. Everything is true. Whatever you believe about me is absolutely true. So please, I find it so hilarious.
Right.
I mean, there's so many things, and I get so amused when I hear certain things, but I just love them. So please continue believing everything that you believe about
What you
me.
see is
It's
what you
all,
get.
What you see is not what you get. Everything is true. Everything you've heard is absolutely true, or I'll make it true.
Okay.
In some
Fantastic.
time.
Okay, Bahaar, coming to you. What do you do? The first thing that you would do on a bad day?
I am a big foodie. I love eating, and I also am a workaholic, so I love executing my ideas. So I just go within. Sometimes I work out. I love dancing as well. I love painting. I'm an action artist, so I have built a space for myself where I just throw paint. And I really enjoy my own company.
Okay, and
I love dancing, so I go out. quite a bit.
fantastic. So many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And who do you call when you have to gossip?
Okay, I really don't have time for gossip. I also find people very boring. I find my life a lot more interesting. So I really enjoy challenging ChatGPT these days.
Okay.
Because I like how it's programming itself as per our prompts. And even the prompts that I've not put in right now, it's gathering all the information that I put in 5 months back. So it's fun to actually catch on to that.
Okay, and finally, you know, one misconception that
Oh, I
you
must
would
add,
want
my
to
sister is definitely around me all the time because I'm building 3 properties. I have to handle my child. I have to work on my art presentations and exhibitions.
Yeah.
So my sister and my mother are always there. They know they have no choice but to be my team.
Okay, okay, fantastic. And coming to you, Garima, the same questions for you. What do you do when you're having a bad day?
It depends what time of the day is it. So if it's the morning, then I would love to meditate. But if it's during the day, I would love to turn off my phone and sleep.
Yeah. Is there one person that you have to talk to when there's some gossip that you want to do?
I don't think I really gossip. I'm least interested in people's life. But yes, I love being with my brother. I love calling him up when I need something or talk to him. Yeah.
Okay. And one misconception that you would like to clear?
Politicians' wives only wear suits and sarees. So I'm a politician's wife, yes.
Okay, on that note, I thank all of you. What a fantastic, insightful session that I've had with you. Got to learn so much. And keep up the fantastic work that you're doing. And a huge round of applause, audiences, for our beautiful, vivacious, self-made, powerful women. Thank you. Thank you all.
Well, couldn't be said better. Thank you very much to Sussanne Khan, Shalini Passi, Bahaar Rohatgi, Garima Agarwal, and Ritu Beri. Thank you very much for joining us and having a very open conversation, both for our audience.